That was a great chess move. I don't want to lie. Like from her, I think she knew it. You know what's crazy? The song has nothing to do with me. I actually helped her with the song. That's about her ex. We had something going on, right? But about the song, yabo, it has nothing to do with me.
Oh,
it's
well,
about
the timing of it.
a beat like used there. That was like my beat. We're working on it, like trying to get like the flow right and what like Giongela way, you know. Like say Candy posting say my current hand right now. That was a great chase where I can't lie. Nah, checkmate.
Nkululeko on Cultr.
Nkululeko Nkewu, hello and welcome to yet another episode. Thank you very much for subscribing, liking and commenting on the content. My next guest is Bravo Le Roux. He's got a new album, Blood, Sweat and Tears. Umbilo, Gazi, iinyembezi. Umbilo, iinyembezi, Gazi. But ultimately, it's Blood, Sweat and Tears. Bravo, thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Oh, so actually, Gazi, iinyembezi, Umbilo.
Oh, there you go. Gazi, iinyembezi, Umbilo. So that's blood, tears and sweat. Yeah. Which is not exactly blood, sweat and tears.
It is, but it sounds, because I think it's always the alphabet. Blood, sweat, and tears, you know, BTS. Okay. With his clothes size.
Well, let's break it down. Gazi. Blood, sweat, and tears. Blood is Gazi.
Yeah.
Sweat is Umbilo.
Yeah.
Tears is
iinyembezi. Sure.
There you go. But in your album, how perfectly it's put in, specifically in your album, it's put Gazi, iinyembezi. Umbilo.
Yeah.
There you go. And sometimes I'm seeing that a lot of journalists are confusing this. They think that it's L-I, because in our language, two I's make a plural.
Yeah.
It's like for them, you would think they're saying iinyembezi.
Yeah.
In the way that they're writing it. Because two I's are supposed to be in those small letters. Iinyembezi. Blood, sweat and tears. Thank you very much for joining us. I wanted to show you something actually before we start. So, years ago, I want you to guess if you can identify this. So years ago, 8 years ago, right? I used to work in a call center, and I met this guy at the Belleville taxi rank.
Sure.
Maybe 8 or 9 years ago.
Sure.
So this guy has he's got a regional hit song.
Yeah.
Do you identify it?
Yeah, uloyiso.
Do you know
no guava from back in the yamkhumbula guava?
No.
No.
I would have seen it.
Uguava wayengowasemfuleni, but he had crazy impact.
Yeah.
But umchita wamosho igurans.
Oh damn.
Like incane kwalapha kuthi, but he was like what umsawa was.
Oh damn.
To Ilenoka, like to South Africa, he was there, like in the Western Cape and the Eastern Cape.
Regionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Loyiso is a hit song. He's a regional artist.
Uyaqoqa. Ibona khona again. Phofu ngobe ngicakwela itex. Yeah, ibe.
So that's what happened to people. That's what happens to people. So he's been grinding. I thought I was going to show you this because you are on a journey that's not similar to his, but all young musicians have to go on some journey.
Sure.
If you don't have a breakout hit song in your first year that the nation recognizes, then you're just going to have to grind. So Mina, I bought this 8 years ago in Satlale KTC in Sebenza Belleville. Yeah, well, and I think maybe I paid 30 rands for it or 20 rands, something like that. And this is a gospel album.
Yeah,
and I love it. Like I love it. It was specifically a gospel music.
Because we're inspired from Ulundi, ne?
Oh yeah, it sounds like that.
Yeah, shaya umlengo ne, user eyes up endlebeni, then shine slits. Yeah, yeah, namkhumbula yani ke nimbona nangoku.
That's a good point actually. That's a good observation because he sounded like Ulundi on this album.
Yeah, Kondi.
Yeah, but and to think about it, and it's very important that you see this because ungathi xa uzibona kuminyaka emithathu iqanqaleka, like if in 3 years time you could be frustrated by the buzz not being bigger than it is, but of course you're successful now in a way with this new album, which we'll talk about at some point, because you achieved your first 100,000 streams on Spotify, which is amazing. But it is possible with all human beings that you might look at your career in 3 years time and think that, oh damn, why am I not becoming Sjava? Why am I not becoming AKA in terms of his size? So those kind of people, it's been 8 years since I bought this and it's evolved into doing something sort of like house, because the song We Are Goa is like now is fused with dance music in terms of but something like that. So what do you have to say to that? Are you ready to be patient? to play the long game.
Yeah, I think, like, to be honest, Grootmaniam, I've been patient my whole life. I think this is the first time I'm actually like talking about Lewenzo Tetanga like on camera. But I always like said it to my friends, like, yo, I was always sidelined. Yeah, but I was never really embraced, especially by the game. Even back in Cape Town. You can go to my Instagram right now. You don't see rappers in my comment section like showing love, reposting my things and what. The shows like they were doing in town, I wouldn't like, like get invited to guys, like stuff like that. Every time I even tried to fit in, I would feel like say ngathi anifuna man apha yabo. So I think my whole life I actually like been that bro like who understood kuba like I'm really like misunderstood because like it's like like I see what it is or what it can be like in my mind. So in a way, I'm not expecting like everybody to get it right now, but I know what it will do when everybody like catches on it. Yeah, bro. And I like with the vision that I'm trying to push as well. Yeah, but I get by like it's something that was like never done before. Yeah, but so it won't just pop. Yeah, but with the album, like when I was dropping the album, I was always telling the Bruce, but gents, it's not about the numbers. Like people buy numbers. They used to say numbers don't lie, but right now they, like they push streams, put money behind them, like in all of that, right?
You can be a number one artist in the world or on Billboard without no one knowing who you are.
Yeah.
Your uncle can give you $10 million and you can buy your way to a Billboard chart. And a Billboard chart is about streams. Yeah, boy, and how much people are consuming your music, right? So you can be a number one artist. And now I think you were in the top 10 with this album, Go Apple. Actually, in the first week or something like that. You were
actually number one in 10 hours.
There you go, Yabo. Yeah. So, which is, for you, I would argue that it's in the strength of your music, because I know your music.
Sure.
But in the point that you're making, someone can be a number one musician in South Africa on all of these charts, Apple or Spotify. But it can be that your uncle just gave you $500,000 and you found your way to get there.
I think Illinois, upon your corner is that, like I told the Bruce, yeah, boy, like, yo, I need impact. Yeah, boy, I need impact. Like, not the numbers like are surely gonna come, but I need impact, like except with this thing. And that's what it actually like just like showed me. Yeah, boy. Before like this album dropped, half of the people who were taking pictures with me didn't listen to my music.
Yeah.
Like people, I was always kind of like hood famous and people just like the idea, but they didn't listen to the music. But after I dropped the album, everybody's coming back to me on some, yo, thank you for the album.
Yeah.
And that's all I needed, for it to be merely about the music first. Yeah, bo. So I think I got to a point like right now where Umbilo lenugayo like otitayo, yabo. And then it's about just being patient with it and like pushing.
Yeah, if you think about it, like 8 years ago, this guy Oloyese was doing gospel, and now is still at the taxi ranks and still pushing. So it is a very patience game. It's not something that happens overnight unless you have an overnight hit. Like, for example, like you just feature with someone and then it breaks out, and then millions of people you're in demand as well. Let's talk about the things that happened preceding the album. I don't want to focus on the album now. Sure. I listened to it and I want to have a very good discussion with. I-rappers ase Cape Town kukho into entsha ngoku eziyenzayo. Ziqhayisa ngamankazana ko Facebook. Wena ingathi uneslams solufumene. Ngawala lase Egypt no.
Ayothikisa ingubo pha ku. Athi sesisombatha ngayo ntombazana.
Ubig Xhosa naye kathi uthi unemelika but ke amamelika amnyama ayakwazi ufana nathi. Afana nathi amamelika amnyama, so ufuneka ulinde livula umlomo. Andikamthembi mfoka Xhosa lapho khoyo andikuthembi ke xa usithi unemelika. Nawe ngapho international.
Icacile nakuba izuleni uka mos because ucinga bali Slavs but Italian.
She's Italian. Yeah. Damn. That's crazy. Okay, because she speaks weird English. Like from the little bits that I not weird, but you can hear the accent.
No, kowabo ngoyeqa kwazi uthetha isilungu.
Oh damn.
Ngomnye umntu
Where did you meet your girlfriend? Like it's weird that I'm asking people about their girlfriends, but where did you meet her?
Kwi-Charity Drive.
Is she South African Italian or Italian?
She's from Switzerland.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
But she living in South Africa for visiting or
Uza kuba utaka boy. Uza kwebhuda.
Oh my word.
Benzoza nana ngoku qha ikhona iway funeka ikuse izisotile with i-flights no.
Yeah.
So i-ID yakhe beyishiyele no again. Apho sikhoyo is over here.
So she's a Swiss
Italian.
Damn. She's a
actually,
Swiss citizen.
Yeah.
Who happens to be of Italian ethnicity.
Yeah, itayima yakhe.
The father is Italian.
Yeah.
She looks Middle Eastern, like she looks like that's why in City of the Slums.
Yeah,
looks
for sure.
she looks Middle Eastern Muslim. Islam is a religion, but people from the Middle East are Arabs.
Yeah.
She looks like she has a bit of Arab in her.
Yeah, lambumlo.
Yeah. That's crazy. So what do you guys speak? Does she know Xhosa?
Yeah, ndiyamfundisa lapho.
Yeah. Awapost amankazana.
Ngathi ayithetha lona ngoze zingekabikho ifoni. Lexesha le-3310.
Xa ikuhlaba emqolo enkazana, iyakuhlaba emqolo enkazana ikuposte, igqibe ikuposte no K bakho. Nibe Wi-Fi ukupost.
Isinqwenele lobubi tabuja. Isinqwenele lobubi tayam necela. Ngalola we sispanise zile no stop nonsense. Yabo. Actually I think then I manifest la way yabo. At some point in life because I was always corny, yabo. I was always that bro who's always thinking but he needs to do the right thing. Yabo ba yakasela umjita akachayi akafindeki kwipleke ezithile no right. But ke ngoku benayo la fear because of his stages obomi yabo. There's like childhood, teenagehood, youth, adulthood yabo.
Sure.
Like zonke zawe zikhona iwe funeka uzenzile kwezi stages of ilenoku life. So that's why sometimes we talk about ubani childish because they feel like okay mhlawumbe zangatholi attention kwabe besemncinci kanye zangazenzi bezithini. So always ngalaline. So naxa sizi teenagers khona ilenoku iwe funeka sizenzile singabantu yabo. So I feel like sikhona iwe endinazigqitha man yabo. So I felt that way. So I took a conscious decision yabo. Told my friends like yo gents I can feel like say like I am gonna get like mad traction, like eventually, right? Like I actually see it. So I don't wanna wild out like some like his stage.
Well, you have a female fan base, which is you have to keep that in mind. And I said to you the first time I had an interview with you that amongst a lot of other things that you have, so you have to have the lyricism, right? You have to be comfortable on beat, right? And then there are other things that just God needs to bless you with, which is, as a man, not all of us are blessed with the look you are. Not all of us are blessed with being cool. Like you look cool without you opening your mouth. Sometimes the first time I ever played one of your songs, that Bravo's interlude, there was a woman who responded and she was like, yo, who the is this? And it was to prove that it was the appeal, like the way that you are. I played your thing and I played Info Ukubevu because that's one of my favorite songs in the world. Like I love that song. It's an incredible song. That song, the beat and everything, the way that he approaches and attacks that song, right? I played two of you and then that girl, and I was not playing it for her. And she's someone born in 1988, I think. She's like maybe 2 years older than me. And she was like, "What the is this one?" And she was talking about you. So, anyways, long story short, what I'm trying to say is that there's the fear all the time with the young musicians, particularly who can use their sex appeal. Like Ricky had his appeal. He would rock his six-pack sometimes just to show Gucci, like, I'm the Yeah, but no, AKA had a certain look about him that women liked. Now I think you could be in that mode that you look the part. KO looks the part. Yeah, but so sometimes when they see, so these guys will deliberately not be flexing their girlfriends until maybe they reach a certain point in their careers. Yeah, but
no,
but give them the idea that I could marry or you could marry me.
Yeah, sure. but I think the ndifuna nje uyigqiba leyo ibe neringa yabo.
Sure, sorry.
But say sharp. So nazixalela ba okay, look, I told my friends, yabo, but say gents, feel like I've been living a corny life. Yabo, I just want to test this thing out. Yabo. So like, yo, I want to live a trap life. Yabo. Did some crazy stuff. Yabo, maybe like for a good 8 months. Yabo, but then I got tired. I was like, it's not me, man. Yabo, I say, yeah, texa lewe. Yabo, yeah, texa. And then yeah, eventually, like after that, I was like, yo, I think the shange like a long distance relationship, yabo. Ndifuna imeti ezoncane but ingabi lapha ecam kwami, yabo, because ndisisiherezane, yabo.
Yeah.
Andifuna indike.
You in your hustle phase.
And I also understand the power of like kuba nemeti, how much like it grounds you, and like with mhlambi decision making yakho as well, like as umntu, yabo. So that happened, yabo, like say like ndapina nale meti. Just because of history and what, I kind of had to, put it out there. Yo, this is what's up. You get me?
Yeah.
So in a way, like, it's like crazy enough, but it made zenganya la way. Zenganya la way they made.
Oh yeah, that's actually another psychology. That's a good point. That's like it's the same way that married men get laid. Men with rings.
Yeah.
Because not all married men have rings. But married men with rings, they get laid slightly more than single guys, because I think maybe it's a signal to say that
So I think
I need to ask you something else as well along those lines, because people need to understand. You know that I love Cape Town hip hop because I'm from there and I support Cape Town and Eastern Cape hip hop. You were a subject of a song by Dee. Dee Koala sounded like she was crying on that song. Okay. Reflecting about the relationship that you guys had.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the 8 months that you were talking about in between there.
Yeah.
Now, it's weird to have two musicians who are in a relationship because immediately when it ends, questions are gonna be asked. Yeah. So, and also you looked like you moved on very quickly from that. Okay. That's the other thing. Like that's the other natural question that was asked as well. How was that? What happened really? Like, how was your relationship with her?
Okay. There was like, there was a great chess move. I don't want to lie. Like from her, I think she knew it. The
song was a great chess move.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? The song has nothing to do with me. I actually helped her with the song. That's about her ex.
So you guys were not in a relationship?
We had something going on, right? But about the song, yabo, it has nothing to do with me.
Oh, it's about the timing of it.
Before. So he learned it was a great like Lala beat like used there. There was like my beat. So she was rapping this thing for me, telling me like, yo, I think on another beat. I was like, yo, let's use this one. We're working on it, like trying to get like the flow right and what like Giongela way, you know? I even spoke to the producer, like, yo, dog, I zobandi way, like anymore, like Dee is actually gonna be doing something with it. Bon exen a creator la way. Go exen bona ba say candy posting say my current hand right now.
That's the first question people were asking.
Yeah, that was a great chess move. Like shout out to her. It was a chess move because Zangandi ringing la way, Zangantet and the car no ring.
I never heard you speak about it.
And Abando for sure back thing ba. Like Langom is about me.
Yeah. Everyone thought that because I mean
that was a great chase where I can't lie. Nah, checkmate. Checkmate.
But why would she sing about an ex before you? Was it because she recorded it whilst she was with you? It's weird for someone to sing about an ex before. Like if she's in a relationship with you, and then she breaks up with you, and she records a song about an ex, naturally we would think that it's you who was the ex.
Okay, look. I never really wanted to talk about this, but I guess like we need to rap about it. So like me and her like been not cool like since last year, July, right? Diana Mbona, but she's a really powerful person. Really powerful. Yabo. I just don't think by ngondo yakhe ibisenda down right. Yabo, I believed in her. I see it. Yabo, but say he powerful mate.
The first time I heard her, I thought that she was something.
Yeah, ntola kanjani. So, but nabona andiyano ba si struggle kanye support akunsika ncam. Yabo. So I stood like yabo, I actually like sacrificed, yabo, like everything, yabo. I stood by her, yabo, by say the helping her out like with songs, making sure she's going to studio, we're working on songs, finishing songs. She haven't been like in studio for a long time. Yanthola kanjani? Being a space as a grand man, yabo. Making sure she does brand work, she shoots, she submits on time, this and that, she does the appearance, like everything that like needs to be done. Yeah, but just making sure by say like she's like creating. So abantu bangacing by influencer ngoku. Yanthola kanjani? So I was there, yeah, bo. And because like I'm getting like so many bookings as well, yeah, bo. Like I was doing like a lot of shows like with her, like yongela way, and for sure to sell the lenoka lewe ba okay sisam kwaze kwathi no. So I actually was with Yena ixesha elide because I wanted to see her win. It was really not about me, and the song was not about. So that's why I could help her with the song. Yeah, because I came into that because I also don't think Bamtlambi personally I was deep like that because it was gonna make me feel some type of way.
That song, bro, sounded like it's a song that was recorded immediately after someone broke up with you.
Nah.
Did you like?
It was a
Wait,
great
I'm not arguing with you, but I'm gonna play it. Although it could be picked up by YouTube and it'll fuck up our episode, but what I want to say is
I know the song.
Yeah,
like,
I know you know,
yeah.
but what I want to say is sorry.
Sure.
It's interesting because it sounds like someone who broke up with someone today and they recorded the song. It was so fresh. That's why it's so easy.
Yeah, it was a great chess move. But damn, like now everybody thinks that you like say
because if you were helping her with the song, like think about it. If you were helping her with that song, right?
Yeah. Now it was about
when she was recording it.
Yeah.
It sounds like she was crying or she had been crying.
I
don't believe that, but that's what you say.
Nah, it's facts.
She sounds like she's like depressed because she's not rapping like professionally. She's not lacing a rap professionally. It's like she's having a rant.
Yeah,
but she's just saying stuff.
Yeah, it's because of the beat as well.
No man, she sounds like she sounds like she's venting.
No, Kalok, because she's still rhyming. Yeah, bo. So if you call any beat, flow, but I felt like there was no emotion in it.
So you helped her even with the emotive aspect of the song.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're saying. We'll find out at some point when I speak to her what she says about the song.
I even remember like a low check the footage
because she sounds so what I pictured when I heard the song first time on radio. So on Tanzania FM, I remember my people by playing local radio stations here online.
Yeah,
because I like hearing my language.
Yeah,
and I remember it was a Friday, and they played it. I'm like, what the hell? And then I quickly went to Spotify after it ended. Then I went to play it because I didn't know it was out.
Sure.
And then it just sounds like someone sat down and they had been in tears.
That was a great chess move. Yeah, can't lie.
So you helped your ex-girlfriend to rap about her ex.
Yeah.
That sounds normal to you?
You deep.
Okay.
Yeah, if been deep, bengazofuna say une ex njani jo kodwa ekuse. Yeah, now I was in deep at all.
Yeah. Shout out to Dee Koala.
Shout out to
one of my favorite verses. My daughter even knows this. I taught my daughter that verse. Kutatako.
Sure.
Kapa
imazi nxaza ya.
Yo mnandi suke kapa
akomdo fana nami.
Yana so waranza kuthengela ulwandle. Akhona nithi thumela
uvelaphi.
Phakome ekhasha lonithi
ulwandle.
Tshela ndivele bana
uvelaphi. Nithi the work behind my back like the track nithi go said.
There you go.
Tripping.
Shout out to Dee Koala. So the first time I heard her, I told my daughter, I was like, yo, you need to listen to this. And she was like 9 years old. And I was like, you need to remember this. So she knew how to recite that. Maybe she forgot now, but she knows how to recite that. So I like Dee as a musician. I'm not interested in your guys' personal lives most of the time. But when I'm interviewing people, I have to ask the questions that people would normally want to be asked. So thank you for opening up about that.
Shout out.
About this part.
Thank
Thank you.
I was late back.
Thank you for opening
up.
When Well, how do you reach Sjava? How do you talk to him? What was the conversation like? Because that's a breakthrough song for you. I already know you from other songs, which I think were great. But with this one on a national scale, I think it has a potential to be known by a lot of people. And therefore, people asking, who's this Bravo Le Roux? What was the conversation like? What happened in that song, about that song, Umbilo, which is the breakout single?
So, the, like... Sorry.
Iyakubinda le nto ka-Dee Koala. Ikuphethe kabuhlungu.
Yona hansi le nto jo bazokropa le peke jo.
Iyakubinda into ka-Dee Koala. Izikhotha amanxeba ndoda.
Hey, but I say, so what happens is, this is phakathini so kwenza album yabo, like like easy ideas yabo, unfinished songs. Ndrenga no Scoop Makatini.
Oh yeah.
Ibe phone on lapha phandle ongathi ngene.
Oh yeah. I need to talk to Scoop.
For real.
He doesn't want to do interviews nowadays.
Yeah.
Like I think it was like a spiritual thing that he was going through or whatever. Yeah. And also like interviews can be incriminating sometimes, so they shock people. Like Lendo podcast or and stuff like that. I think he was trying to avoid that, but I would like to speak to him. If you're out there listening, please, sir.
away.
So you were talking to him about your album?
Yeah. So ndringa naye yabo, and then ngumntu womoya mos yabo. So been like under like a full moon yabo, next to a lake. So can you connection yabo? So but yanbuza about yo like ngubani oshaya ngayo exactly weekly album. Then I think like I would love having Nkululeko Jabba exactly way yabo. He just dropped an album yabo, so I think we say busy kakhulu and I don't even think he knows about me.
Yeah.
And then this OT no Army Fak yabo, but I think we tried like reaching out to Army, but kwathiwa akazi ugqibile nge-features as South Africa this year. Like away was also trying
that would have been big.
Yeah, I was also looking at Tulenoka Amanda Black.
Oh yeah, she's been quiet as well.
Yeah, I kind of find about Kina being a specific.
Yeah, she's been quiet even on socials. I follow them on socials.
Yeah. So yongolowe yenzeka ne. Then the day before ndilibele enye bag yam e-officeini zikale no Slicker on Life. Yabo. So I talked to the bro like a partner, about the day after. But I say, yo, libele bag man, for yabo. Azothi mchita, yo, please come before 12 or after 3, because it say in between we are interviewing with Sjava. Yabo. Bonzu Scoop le. Yabo. Say, hayi ke mfethu, ndiqhubile umsebenzi wami mna. Ndiqhubile umsebenzi wami. Yabo kuseba sevayisoyituka lo mhlawumbe kusawubona nje unifufatsele pa.
Yeah.
Mfethu ndiqhubile umsebenzi wami lo. Ndihamba ndiyolala. Umsuka kulala yabo. Ndihamba ndiyolala. Yabo like damn. Sharp. I shoot Ilenoka like this other campaign for you know la for the fruit no fruit like company fruit.
Is it drinking? Is it an alcohol brand?
It's juice, man.
Oh, okay. Cape or Cape, whatever.
Yeah. So I was shooting something like for them, yeah, and then the pang off, okay, let me just still go to get my bag. Like I expectang le bike se was a routine. Guys, bike sending yena pan via no tama ya I under the weight, yeah, but it's say na ngosjava pa uhleli no lenoka no slick nenye lenoka nenye tsotsi yazo yabo. Esifika okay salute and libele bag man yabo because ukuthi no ngena phakathi icoshe sho. Ngena okay sharp ngosiya papayisa yabo shushu direct say indlela man yabo Sjava kusenjonge. Vele ngabi awungo. Uslika zothi ngo Bravo. Then ulenoka then Sjava starts rapping my verse.
Oh, that's dope. Damn, that's incredible.
Then I rap with them, and then the hip hop video.
There was never something on. Sorry to cut you. Like there was never something on Lenduka Ricky event. Yeah, you never introduced you or something like that. You never met there. Before
it was It was wow. Like
okay.
It was just that.
So it's not like he knew you.
Yeah, I didn't like know me. And what's crazy about like yonke le way say So okay, he comes back like wilding. Yabo, like deciphering like my verse there and what. And then azondibuza ba ndispana kwintoni yabona ngixeba yo I'm actually like mid album because wathini wazothi ba iyangicela ningayivali without yena, and he kept his word.
Damn.
And what's also crazy is ngokusebenzisa khula bendirapha ngesixhosa ne-English, yayinguye umntu ekusena dibanayo wathi bamaniraphe ngesixhosa.
Yeah.
Zange wayova nomculo wami, ndathi gqi nje kuye wandicela nje i-advice
Rapping your language, yeah. And he became a star doing it in his own language. Same with the Big Zulu as well. He became a star because I remember at some point in South African hip hop it was cool to do it in English, and then Pro Kid or Figa or Kabitsang or Pro Kid. Pro did it in Zulu, and he did it in punchlines, he did it in similes, he did it in ways that are sophisticated but in Zulu. And that level of sophistication was achieved by him and WHP and a lot of other guys as well. The South African audience is hungry for lyricism in their own languages. Nabo Kespa doing it in their own languages as well. So that was dope advice. So you meet him, you have this conversation about your album, and then what happens?
Yeah, then he asked me not to close the album without him.
Yeah.
And then, he would send me like random videos in studio. Like he was really like communicating.
And who's behind the production of
Young Tuna.
All right,
so
he works a lot. He works with him.
Yeah, he works with him.
Oh, dope.
And MT, Flash, them, like all the those.
Because we'll talk about the album, specific technical things about the album.
Yeah.
But the first thing I thought when I heard that song was that sounds like a typical Sjava song.
Sure.
So that makes sense that it would have been produced by his producer, someone he's familiar with.
Sure.
And then you seamlessly put in your rhymes there. Yeah. But it's not like you asked your producer to create something so that he can sing on.
Sure.
Yeah, that's incredible though, because it's 100,000 streams on Spotify. That's your breakout single. A few days ago, I saw a dark-skinned, beautiful woman on your music video. And I was like, damn, I'm going to ask you about that. Like, is that one of your girls or a family member? Like, she's beautiful. Like, I think she's a star of the thing, like of the music video, the video vixen as well. So the video is also out currently. Yeah. And it's playing. Is it already playing on MTV channel or stuff like that?
Yeah, iqale MTV, but ufune uyidlala exclusively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how was the experience of working with a guy like that, with Sjava, and his availability even for the video and all of that stuff?
It was crazy. I think mhlambi like la way yami nechomi zami yabo yoba zikherezane like nokwazi act yabo like fast kusexa kusenzekiwe. So what happens is sibekile date yabo bayomamela ngomgqibelo I think nge-11 yabo shango shoota le way nabathe co-ghost so gcwakale Kapa sidubuleni le way. I'm writing the music video with Zolani. I'm directing everything. Yabo, location scouting. Okay, sharp. We're good. Yabo. On a Friday, a week before, the
date of the music video.
The date of the music video. Like, imanager yakhe, Sjava, ixelele uZolani, ba yo, qone man basek sokwazi uphumelela Saturday yabo. But ikuse umjita available ngolwesithathu apha eJozi. Crazy.
Yeah.
Ngezo sikhathi ngisanofikelwa na ngumama ke. Yabo benizixelele manje senzoncibele toti. Yabo kufika ingabi yezwe and then kusezidubulele we. Yabo. Saturday I'm thinking like yo. Kuse wesoyithini lena jo. Sayidinga le we. Yabo. We're like yo. Let's fly to Joburg, man. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Yabo. Yeah, and ndafika between like I think Sunday or Monday. Didn't know anything. And they asked back since when Zandoni, like all I knew was like, yo, a music video.
So it's you and Uzolani Jama only. So you didn't take a videographer from that side or anything?
We were communicating with people labagolta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so shooting ngabana by 2 ways away. Lewe murale from Lewe cloud cassette. Yeah, but I was on the phone like long ixesha manje ngicela uxolo ku baby bayalava ngicela man. Yo, And it was like a crazy experience even for me, like to pull that off, yeah. But with the help, obviously, from like Uscoop, no Lenoka, no Tamayayo, Ayana, Taweti, yabo. So they pulled through for me, yeah. But like say, okay, no tinga, okay, say we ngalo lines guy tola no like yongela way. And also just being scared, yeah, boba, yo, like I'm shooting with this man. So we can't come through right now, like say seti, kanye ways ngacacanga siyazi noba senza ntoni. We just had to be sure, certain, but yo, xa ilenda ingabi yapha, nansi way sishaya ngayo.
Yeah.
Yabo? And yeah, that actually happened. I think there was like my first, like, I think like so far, this like my biggest video I ever like directed. Yeah, bro, like everything was like really exciting and like really crazy at the same time. But also the synergy between Lenoka like Nanos Sjava, I was like too crazy. Because after Sikabilo shoot, he didn't let me go home. But busy ways. Actually like showed me his life. Hamba bonisa kuseapho wayigela khona apho kuse idladla kaolito wakhe that she lost to a boyfriend strato kuse wayihlala kuso, people that gave him like a place to stay for a year, where he's trapping, where they buy alcohol, but like yonke way nje, like we're really like chilling.
That's
like,
dope. That's so. I think maybe because he was a fan of your music, he rapped your verse as well. I think it makes it easier because I know like these guys are very difficult, not Sjava specifically, but people who are stars are very difficult to deal with. And any sense of inconvenience, so like sefika apha namhlanje, sifika ningekho, or you are delayed by an hour, they're like, F this. Or maybe if their standards are not met, they act like prima donnas because
talking about that,
there's no food on the set and stuff like that.
ngabe kusenabona bayisetsho hayi kuse enye ibruli
Yeah.
igqiva yodwa driver yodwa ijonga ingapaka kuphi la digqinge negate inkulu la inxiba amafele.
That's dope.
And then like and then ngiyisona le light le kusenjishuta naye pho le lokuborali yabo. Yo dog, I'm usually late for sets, but today I just had to make sure everything was proper. Because the last time I was shooting with Java, he came there and nobody was prepared. And he just walked out and never came back again.
I would walk out.
So it's like, yo, this bro gotta walk out on me today.
I think just being a fan of someone, and also not every musician has a spirit, or not everyone who's a star or celebrity has a spirit of, you know what, I'm a star already. Every now and then, it would help for me to help other people. Like lend a hand on your way up. Ndikubambe nje kusebamba mfethu yabo, and then give you like ileta yami noba incinci okanye ndikunike nje isteps ezincinci ezintathu uba kule leta yami ndophula ezintathu uba nawo unyuke yabo. So nothing is going to happen to him. What's the worst thing that could happen to him is make good music with young musicians.
That man just want to create, man. He doesn't care about anything else.
But bakhona mfethu abantu like that don't have that spirit. There are people who would rather be the only people who are popular, the only people who make money. And I hope on your way up now, like you recognize that, like, it's not important for you to be the only person who's a star. Of course, a star is always going to be a star. People who emulate you, who copy your lyrics, who copy your style, they'll never really be you. So you shouldn't be threatened by that. But on your way up, or when you're already there at the top, you can always help out a few people. And helping out also is a burden because some people think that they are entitled to the help. But they would feel entitled to the help. Just as long as you help out someone, give them a song, and you don't even have to pick up their phone calls anymore. It's like, I gave you a song for free. You. What else do you need from me? Because helping out comes in different forms. So that's incredible that you had this song with Sjava, and it's now also on Spotify today as I'm speaking to you, and I showed you this. It's already like on playlists, very important playlists. Something to this thing of essential stuff you need to hear in South Africa, in hip hop, South African hip hop, and 2 of your songs are there as well. Let's talk about the other features on the album. Ifani, Youngster CPT. I may be missing someone else. There are others. My favorite is Digital Sangoma, obviously. Talk about how some of those came about.
Okay, so okokuqala, like when I was like mid-album, right? Like trying to achieve this like piece of like this body of work. Like, I told myself, but I don't want to make music with people because I have access to them. Yabo. That's where like kubone like
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It's like you're abusing your access to them.
Yeah, ngithola kanjani so like I it was really based off energy. It was really based off energy. With the digital sangoma, we were not even supposed to make that song. Yabo? Sipa, but I just understood like yo, we have created like music for him like before, yabo. So I thought like with Dilanoka, like lo moya ndize now for the project, I would like ask like him to borrow some of his energy. Yabo. So went to him, we were trying to like, because he was also trying to like experiment, yabo, fusing both our sounds. Yabo, like upbeat, ndondone, like with like African
Well, he has a
drums and
very
what.
consistent sound. I would disagree that he experimented with you because with that song,
No.
that's his typical song. The song that he did with you.
No, listen,
Okay.
Diti, initially,
Okay.
we wanted to have like something for both of us.
And how did it sound?
Right? It was coming dope, right? It was coming dope, like like trappy, like different.
Yeah.
One saying you weighing at the one, like it sound like so African,
move like him.
Afro, yeah, well, yeah. That's how
You're moving like him.
yeah. So what happens is, every time like he Kanzo Lenok, Kanzo Spanana, yabo, he lets you sit down, yabo. You guys have a chat, and that's gonna be the direction, yabo. So yeah, we sat down, yabo, but besiqale sazenza chances zethu ba okay this upbeat no yabo siyayililizela no like creating this thing, right? So sihleli, but he asked me how I was doing, yabo, and I was actually not okay, yabo. So I started venting to him, like telling him about like how I felt, where I was, kwaze kwathini no, and my issues with Nkululeko Nkewu, like and all of that, yabo. And then he was like, yo, let's keep this energy. Let's record this. Yabo. So we started again, we were like creating the beat, like humming and what, hit the melodies there, put the lyrics over it, and then it was working. Then I was like scribbling like the verse. It really felt like therapy. Yabo. So that's how that's why the song sounds the way it sounds. It was like energy captured in real time. Yeah, bo. So that's why that song sounds the way it sounds. With Tulenoga,
Let me say something about Ifani before you talk about him.
Yeah.
Specifically to that song, I had him here.
Sure.
And the headline of that episode, which was watched by a lot of people,
Yeah.
was the idea that when he was creating music
Sure.
and popping at Sony, AKA had a problem with that.
Sure.
And he specifically said, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something about AKA had a problem with him.
Sure.
And he went to Sony to
Yeah.
sabotage his album, something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Now, 2 months later, AKA passes away.
Mm-hmm.
And this, which is very interesting, is that on the song that you do with him, he actually touches on that although we had a frosty relationship,
Yeah.
I was at an awards show, we shook hands,
Sure.
and you told me that you like my music.
Sure.
And I was like, damn, like this is so beautiful because we're creating something, we're having these dialogues and these conversations, you connect with him, and you do the song, and it addresses that
Exactly.
you know what?
Yeah.
All is good and well when people are dead. Singabantu abamnyama sidlala ngokufa kwabantu.
Yeah, well,
And I really appreciated that on that song, that Amakwengwe, that's the name of the song, that he really addresses that like whatever I said about him in the past, he doesn't even specifically put it that way, but I could connect it that he had said here that AK had was jealous of his success, but on that song he specifically says, "Yo, this happened. You shook my hand, so it's all over."
Sure.
And I really appreciated that because you know what, kule generation yethu yabantu abancinci senza isigezo ngabantu abafileyo, akudlalwa ngokufa kwabantu, akuthethwa amasimo ngabantu abafileyo.
Sure.
Yabo, noba ibiyintoni besisilwa ngayo, ukufa kwakho kuthetha into yoba iphelile loo nto.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I wanted just to say that before you talk about your collaboration with him.
Oh yeah, nah, shout out to Ifani one time. So yeah, how that happens, ne? It's like crazy as well. Ulenoka, I'm leaving like Joburg after Ixay Lenogi Cotton Fest. So I stayed here for a week just to do some groundwork. So we flying back right now. But as we driving, I don't know about Sasuf. I think call him wife wash. Yeah, but also quite willing and come my but you wash. So and then I meet Tuleno Ifani pa. I'm like, yo, then we're talking, yeah, but say sharp, no. I tell him like, yo, thank you for what you did. Yeah, well, for us, for all of us. Like, yeah, man. actually working on something and saying like ding I won't like say span and no like sure man. He was actually the last like celebrity like I saw in Joburg, that time. And the last time I actually came here, he was also the last celebrity I saw in Joburg. He actually flew down to Cape Town. For so came through, studio set up. I have like songs, projects like open and what. Just ready. Bam so creative way okanye sothini, is there something here you want to jump on? Initially khona yamkhumbula Magic Stick.
Yes. It's a song, no?
Yeah. Okay,
Egabana,
China.
Yes, I
China. So ikhona i-rap ebesifunile nokuyibetha ngo-Magic Stick, and then bendishaya ngomfaka kula way because I was thinking culture. Then it was in Moved, waphinda kusewale no mamele
wadibana umlayitile iganja ayena uqomisa bayimbe polite iganja ayena beza ngena.
So ikuse but wava lewe umakhwengwe kuse okay namvisa like kuse abaseleke sharp wabemamele no Maradona waqala wancanya uMaradona but still wathi bana igqibe mfethu ngokwakho lengo before the touchline verse like say igqibe mfethu senancane. So he hears leno ku makhwengwe wathi ba he wants in on that one. Awonzama sibethe enye man nah, he wanted in on that one. And like actually la ngoma was kind of like iyona ngoma ithethi slay. I wouldn't say it was the hardest to make, but it was like it took the longest like to make, like off like zonke ngoma like on the album.
I think the tempo of that song is very challenging.
It was
because
like,
and also you have to drag it back to a tempo that you can rap over.
But ilenoka so I did the sample with Umsai.
Okay.
Send Umsai the lenoka Umsai
what's the
beats.
sample there?
Makhwengwe kaloku my finally
So someone owns the song as a copyright.
Yes,
but that's our song as a people.
Yeah, it's our song as a people, but it's their vocals.
Oh, you sample the okay, so there is a song
off YouTube.
Okay. But amakwija, would you need to clear it like unless it's an official song?
Because of your vocals.
So how would you then clear it?
Compensation, like
how I need to. I'm just curious because I love music. I wanted like, what's the original name of the song? Because that's our song as a people.
Yeah, right. But
I don't like
okay.
that.
If mhlambi dicule noba ngulenoku ngusomagwazi ne cula somagwazi and then usamplishe la way mna bendicula ku TikTok usamplishe la way, it's still my voice. Spanish.
Yeah, I'm exploiting your intellectual property.
So
even though that's
it's not like full on. So
but you also have the option though to have a bunch of young doing it by themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. But I just like loved like la way. So I sent it to Umsai. Umsai, let's flip this thing, dog. Yeah, boy, let's let it bang. Yeah, boy, say he does like the first version, sends it to me. I'm like, okay, fire. We kind of like have the tempo, and then I get back to him. Yeah, boy, I'm like, yo, because of ilenoka like liquicho le way ne. Teta naati like ilenoka like abandu. Yabo. I also want us like to have it like talking to the youth and like the West. Yeah, but what's happening that side just to tap. So that's why we're at the Kamalala sound like she stayed. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
that's the tempo of the song.
So
it was always going to be challenging for a rapper to rap over that.
Nah, it was just a freestyle. I
can see it. I can see someone freestyling on it, but not so many rappers are comfortable in the cadence at all.
No, Ilenoka, what was difficult like from Ilenoka, it was not necessarily like us rapping
on top of it. Okay.
That was the easiest. Like after I say Umsai Fagel away, lighten am like okay, don't play, and that's you like I'm just going in. Yeah, but that just happened like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we done. Yeah, but iwe enzekleyo. So I find it comes. Yabo, say like, love the song. Fagi verse, and then azothi ba yo, ebefagi verses i2, yabo. Kwathiwa kokuqala, no, funeka uspanse one, izobande le ngoma kwaze kwathini no like yonke lo way. Ngokhutshwe enye verse, yabo. Okwesibini he said like, yo, let's strip the song. Yabo. siyiqalele like over the hook. Yabo. So they la semos besingahlelanga la line. Yabo. Besispanse way one, but it would like take
Okay,
parts
of the sample was gonna be a hook.
the sample is a hook.
It was placed on the original songs to be a hook so that you guys have a verse and a verse and then a hook. Yeah.
So it be way one, but if you listen to Ilenok, la is a hooks as fun. And it was his idea. Say like, yo, let's flip this. So yayivula la uthatha igama eli-one like isentence eyi-one uzoyipasta ngapha so kuculwe enye way yabo so yenye build up ekuseyenzekayo le then he was asking uba masifake nemarimba yabo ne-keys kule way yabo sazama umjito nemarimba but kuseya kagcwakala we also took it to another guy but wayiflipa mansave yayo le way ngathi western yabo took that off again, came back, was like during Ilenoga mixing and my Ilenoga engineering, like, yo, this song still sounds like unfinished. Yeah, but because stripper and then I say qeba. Yeah, but it was sounding unfinished, like undone. So I asked him, like, yo, let's just bring back the sturdy on the hook too. He said, but let's get them like vibing for the kids. Sharp sayenza the way. DJ Lloyd, Notakawunda, like comes through to studio. They were like helping us with the album as well. Creation of Anabanendlebe, yabo. Hey, Manuel. After exactly like yo, what bafethu. Ayiyo le. Kaloku excess ngabantu machita. Ngoku ni you guys are killing the soul of this song. Yabo xa nizofaka istage ngichavisa abantu bangapha.
I don't think that's I don't agree with that opinion.
No, actually I think they were right. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find the other version. Like and send it to you. It was really taking away the soul. Yeah, but
oh no, are you lazy? No. Oh, okay.
No, so
but it's lazy as almost la tempo tum.
No, but not on the hook.
Okay.
Like tum.
Oh yeah, then you
the hook is just like a bass line.
Oh yes,
like
I hear
a few
it.
instruments.
Yeah.
So on the hook, they call that tum.
Oh, I see what you're
ndam. Yabo kaloku xa kufuneka ukugwijiva, kufuneka kujijwa izinqa mfowethu. Yabo izinqa kajijwa pha kwi-verses zenu. Nisuse ngoba ni-turn up and
I'm not sure if I agree with that because music is creativity. I understand it. Like
but I think they were right.
Well, maybe they were right specifically to the song,
yeah,
in what they were hearing.
Yeah.
But like, at a level of creativity, limit. But in the other way, okay, so let me help.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but as someone who appreciates art, they appreciate experimentation with art. But
sure,
it opens up a space for you to make so many fucked up mistakes.
Yeah.
And you can disconnect with the people.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, ne? Like inguwe mhlambi kuse o creator and everything, you don't get to tap out of
that's true
creating.
Yeah.
So that's why I think about it. Say can you over the way? Because me, I'm just like trying to make it perfect.
You must also be able to still argue at points.
Yeah, for sure.
You must
for sure. Nah, come on, yeah.
That's good. Because you have to. Because abandon like people are always limited to their limited experiences.
Nah.
And that's it.
Nah, I can never be.
Nah, but I
can never sound like
if they were saying, and I can see it, if they were saying, leave that up tempo to your verses, let the hook be soulful, and just maybe emphasize the bass line, which is what they did, then I can understand it a little bit.
It actually does something because, like just like the day after the album dropped, we get invited to Elengene Rands, like bunch of people in the crowd, and like put that song on, everybody's singing.
Yeah. Because that's our song.
Like by feel la way. So in the switch up, like when the verse comes in, like like so right now that's the climax when people are losing it. Like lyrics but track, like type energy.
Absolutely.
Then with
Youngster,
Youngster,
I have to say this. He killed you on that.
He had to.
He killed you on that song.
Oh
my word, he was so cool. Like it's so cool. Like his verse is so cool.
Sure.
Like that's I always try to think, what am I thinking about what I'm listening to? And I'm like, this is cool. Like it's cool. And that song is like Kwaito-ish.
That's what's crazy. Your favorite genre Youngster Kwaito?
Oh damn.
Yeah. favorite genre ka youngster kwaito. So like with that song as well.
Oh my word, he
to-
went in.
Yeah, I went to Lenoka Shani J, the producer. Like he
Umbilo usebenzisana nabo.
yeah, Spanner no Leno youngster. We also did Uyabo, the song I did with.
Oh yes, I know the
Youngster,
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I go to him. So when it's dealing with from the album, but I was like, yo, I need like a banger. I need a summer song. I need a hit. Yeah, boy, and I know Lenoka Shani J, like excel now, like keep it. So we go there, but he spins me like a lot of beats. Yeah, but I was like, ish, I don't know, wasn't moved, and then like until he played that one, it's like okay, sharp. I think we have something here. Actually, like I was like, yo, let's quickly go on YouTube, just shuffle Lenok like Kwaito. Yeah, bo, with plumbing there, just listening to Kwaito the whole time, having like coffee, talking, yeah, bo. Then I went there. The song is also not written. Like all of my verses, like just having fun, I just like freestyled it, yeah, bo. And then like send it to Youngster, yeah, bo. Yeah, send it to him. Like he sat on it. Yeah, I think like I was like some 4 weeks, but then he came back and he gave me 2 songs, and it was during Ramadan. Usually like on Ramadan,
Oh yeah,
it's laid
it
back.
doesn't record it. Oh.
Yeah. Well, so he gave me like say like that verse like on Ramadan. He actually gave me like another verse for another song as well. Yeah, but they didn't make it like say like on the project. So yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Youngster. He man, I like that song. It's the concept is which one is this one? Shout out to Soul Penduk. I think he came up with that. No? Which one is this one?
Robot Boy.
Oh, okay.
Between Robot and Ricky.
Oh, okay.
But I think Naiva go Ricky now.
Oh, okay. But I think nagoba ngazibukela way. But Soul ngene even ngathi ngumuntu oyipopularize le.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
for sure. Shout out to Soul. Shout out to Robot Boy and Ricky as well. Let's talk about the album then. Let's politic about the album. You're saying that you don't write at all, which answers some of my questions.
Not at all. Sometimes
you write.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What's the unifying sound that you want people to hear on this song? Because I felt Digital Sangoma came with a sound.
Sure.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Digital Sangoma came with a sound.
Yeah.
I felt Sjava came with his own song.
Sure.
And I also felt that Amakwengo sounded like Igwijo, Liga Ifan, not necessarily the same, but the idea of Igwijo. Sure. Ifan says Igwijo.
Yeah.
I forgot his song. Eligwijo.
Sure.
And I also felt Le Kwaito, but it sounds Kwaito. So there's no unifying sound on that album.
Sure.
And I listened to it 4 times. It's 15 songs long. And over the past 7 days, I've listened to it 4 times. That's the equivalent of like listening to something for like maybe 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
And I don't spend my time doing that shit. But I appreciate music. So I was trying because I was like, okay, damn. Are you disappointed or not? Like I'm trying to listen. Eventually, some songs grew on me. How would you critique your own song, your own album? And what's the unifying? What are you trying to tell people about that album? What the f are you trying to say or do on that album?
What I was trying to like do or achieve like from the album is parts of who I am, right? The end up Sunday like a cool like a close in a boom na, yabo. So yeah, the intention like from Lenoka, like boom na, and like I wanted to make like a South African album, right?
So you achieved that.
Sharp. People always ask me like, yo, Mklambi, like, yo, who inspires you? Who do you look up to? Like stuff like that. I always like, I actually like look up to everyone, man. You know, like for different reasons. I get come to one, I'm like, I post like, but like Z traits is it different? Yeah, but from Abanda, there's something I like from Ubanban, something I like from Ubanban, right? So when I like how I collaborate, right? Like how I make music with Abandu, I know about yo lengoma ubani and I compliment and so him. Yabo. So I think I'm really like umdo accommodateayo ikhona ile noki reference oye wayenza like earlier. Mhlambi bandi akinvite kwam, yabo. Kufuneka mhlambi ujayivele okanye utye le ndityiwa yapha kwam. So I think with mna yabo as umntu if ndiyakinvite kwam ndiyayazi ba inono incanywayo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
the thing about it, I appreciate the point that you're making. I get it. Yeah, but think about the idea of an album.
No, this says it. Yeah, but umculo ekse ebendiwenza, okay, mhlambi like mna as like right, and a creative, like specifically, I believe but I am evolving, right? I am like evolving. Everything like okay, I always believed, but I never wanted to show Abantu everything I have too soon. I've seen some cats that came through hard, showed Wongumdu what they are capable of. So every time right now, they still trying to do like what they already done, siba grand. Yabo. But if I give like abantu like bits of me. Yabo zininzi way abangazifrestaniyo ngam abantu because like I don't show them. And that was also the intention of the album. Right? People didn't know like I could like create melodies, I could sing, I could like do this and that. I couldn't know like I could direct like music videos. There's a lot of things like they also like don't know.
I suspected from the first time I saw you that you probably have a hand in directing. In a Roses, a video.
Yeah.
And you were rapping different. Even the flow was different. I was like, this young nigga is fucking creative. Like from that, I was like, this one.
Shout out.
Like even the way that you dress and shit like that, it seems as though you care.
Yeah,
I kind of suspected that. In terms of the album, and let me give it a couple of things. Number one, you achieved a hit with Sjava. You were able to get that.
You know what's crazy? The song with Sjava, right? People love it because of like Xhosa nomZulu. Like Bravo did a song with Sjava. Like Sjava came down and gave the idea of that, right? Like it pushed it. But what the internet is actually like messing with is the one with Ifan.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the numbers. Well, I don't. That's not the first thing I look for.
Yeah,
with music, I love music
because like
but I haven't
Tina,
seen whether or not people are vibing to. I haven't noticed.
No, Tina basis like after Lilenoka, after the way no Sjava, we're gonna drop which one because it's a summer song, it's a banger. Like I love it. And then like which one is still like going.
Oh yeah, it's in the playlist as well. Like in demand songs in South Africa.
It's moving. It's actually fighting with Makwengwe. What's this? Go Spotify. But Makwengwe, go YouTube, go Apple, the people picked that one.
Yeah. So when it comes to albums, sometimes people make a bunch of songs.
Yeah.
And maybe 2 or 3 songs make it as breakout singles.
Sure.
Right? And then there are albums where there's a unifying vision of the album. I think maybe in your development as a young person, as a musician, you will achieve that. You will make an album specifically just talking about love and heartbreak, maybe, to challenge yourself. And find a unified vision. Because for me, there are 3 or 4 songs that I really liked. And then I was like, I'm just trying to look for a unifying vision for the album. And maybe there isn't now but I understand it now as you elaborate. That this is how you created the song with Digital Sangam. This is how you created the song with Jabba. I can see how then it's like a bunch of 15 songs and all of them sound different. They're not supposed to sound the same. But there's a guy called Killer Mike. He's released one of the best albums in hip hop this year. It's called Michael.
Okay.
The musicality of that album, a lot of people are saying they have mixed feelings about it, but I've been playing that over and over again because it's musical. And of course he has like a lot of dope features about Future, about Andre 3000 and stuff like that. But that's one of the albums I really enjoyed this year, but it's specifically because it's musical. Like there was a lot of effort put in how it sounds, the melodies, the harmonies, and the consistency in the sound, even though they talk about different things in all of those. So I think with this album, what would you rate this album as out of 10? What would you give your album out of 10?
This is a 10.
Can't be a 10.
It is to me.
Well, do you have to give yourself room for improvement?
Yeah, for sure.
So if you give yourself like, 10 out of 10, there's no room for improvement.
Like where I'm going with this is like, I created like this work, right? Like this body of work. Like I know what it took like from me. Like to create this. I know what it means to the people that I did it for. I am just proud where it got me right now. This is like what I even have it tatted. Like apelengeni emzimbeni wami. As mna umdu evolving, I am proud of this work. I am not trying to drop another project for the next 2 or 3 years. I'm going to see music maybe like later on. I don't know. That's how I feel right now. It might change.
Might change at some point.
But personally, I'm good. I'm grateful and I'm proud of myself.
If it's 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
you leave yourself no room for improvement.
Like,
Give or take, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like every single thing is difficult to achieve. Even
Yeah.
every album is difficult to achieve. Every single person who drops an album have stories about how difficult the features were, how difficult sometimes they were facing writer's block. But there's no album in the world that is 10 out of 10. Ever. Like, that's your subjective point of view. It's your child, of course. Everyone thinks that their child is beautiful. But it's your child. But Tina is...
So I don't think I'm trying to
the wrong person.
Because like for real, like, and I'm really not saying this for the sake of the podcast. Like I feel like I achieved like what I wanted like to achieve, like with the project. Like later on, I might do like kubone like isound e1 yamthola kanjani mhlambi isound le ka lenoka ka idini, just like have that like going on in the album. But like I'm evolving, like I'm a colorful person. But I'm a colorful person, so you're always gonna find that from me. That's why people loved me for the up-tempo stuff, for the trap. Yamthola kanjani, they love me for the trap stuff, but the trap stuff is not like what I always wanted to create, like when I was young. The music I've created right now, like with this album, is everything like I actually like always wanted to create, like back in high school, but I couldn't achieve it.
You need room for improvement. That's a 6 out of 10 album. Of course, it's subjective. For as long as you don't achieve less than 5, it's a decent album. It's a solid.
Sure.
I never give any album 8. Unless it's like My Beautiful Twisted Dark
So
Fantasy.
which album is an 8 for you?
My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy by Kanye West 2010.
No, let's talk South Africa.
South African albums.
Hip hop.
Hip hop. I think it's Tunya Zohlanga is probably 8 or 9 out of 10. I think that album, sometimes like you're not even planning for it, but sometimes you live in a social impact. You change how people start rhyming. Those guys released an album. I was very young, but immediately after they released that album, in Spaza, people started rhyming like and rapping like them. But they could never achieve what they were able to achieve because they were addressing the political system in South Africa. They were addressing amaXhosa and the way that modern Xhosa people were living. And they were able to rhyme and rap at a very high level whilst critiquing the culture. That thing was mind-blowing, but it can never be. There's nothing that's a 10. But improvement. You leave yourself space to improve. Heads and Tails by Pro Kid, maybe it's a 7.5 or something like that. Like maybe it's a 7.5. That's like a very high quality album. And initial albums by Proverb, Nazo, like the Book of Proverb, that's another 7. Like it's a very solid album.
I think anyway, man, as I said, I understand, but like you really like mess with me, So, but I'm really just like creating. So I look at Ilenoka like mhlawumbe like projects exenzenzayo like on some what if like I'm done with projects, you get me? So but like what I wanted to achieve when I was creating like a specific t-shirt, that's it.
You got it.
I'm happy. So bone bayikuse ndizothini xa nithenga pha bayikuse hayi fita ikuse abanye online le way, it's okay my brother, I'm happy. I enjoyed like that album before it dropped. I cried about it. I said about it. I fasted. I was away. I was avoiding about it. No, just listening to this album. On my birthday, I was on a lake, sitting in a canoe, listening to this album, thinking like, yo, boy, like I'm proud. Personally, I haven't heard like an album like that in a long time. And albums like that don't come from where I'm from.
That's you are a very good ambassador of where you're from, because I think, well, this is disrespectful to others, but you could be the face of where you're from. You could be the face of where you're from.
Sure.
which means you achieve regional success and you're breaking through nationally.
Yeah.
And that's a good trajectory that you're on. I'm saying it's disrespectful because there might be others
get
who are
you.
still recording.
I get you.
It's impossible for one person to listen to everyone
Yeah, no,
from
for
one
sure,
region. And I can see it, like, and the people can see it in the country that, oh, okay, emerging from Cape Town is Dee Koala, emerging from Cape Town is Bravo, emerging from Cape Town is Youngster. Like, they know who's from which province. And
Yeah.
from KZN, they would know who's emerging from there. I think Nomfundo Mo has achieved that. Like, from KZN, she became a national star. Yeah, but so I think you're achieving that. And I think I want to say, like, at the level of professional music being created, from where we come from, you head and shoulders above the guys from that side. Because there are no mistakes being done on your songs sonically, because it's professional music creation. You know, when you listen to songs, you can hear about, okay, they were making a mistake, like there's a beat that's off. But so there's you were able to achieve that. But maybe one more thing from me for your album was, okay, I heard you first time maybe 3 years ago. I don't know. Must have been 3 years ago, first time. I thought you were cool. And I told you, like, damn, like, this young man is cool. And I really appreciated that. Now, what I'm looking at, that's not how you view yourself. Because you're going through your experience as yourself. Not as a consumer. I'm like, okay. And also a critic of the music as well. I'm like, now, so I'm making an analogy with football where I make my bread with football. So one star, a young person, una 17, is 17 years old, he plays for Orlando Pirates. He's a breakout star, right? He's 17 years old. The first time we see him, we're like, damn, like, this kid is gonna be something one day. Yeah, but scores 1 or 2 goals. Now, when he's 19, you expect that he scores 5 or 10 goals. So that when he's 25, he's the top goal scorer. League or over here overseas. So what I'm looking for when I'm listening to you is, I already know you are cool, because that's what I thought when I saw you the first time. In fact, I decided that, I don't have someone that I'm a fan of in Cape Town for the modern generation, but this guy is the guy for me. So I'm always going to be critical when I'm listening to you. And I'm specifically listening to your growth, your lyrics. Okay. Oh, your mother died. Do you have a song that addresses that? For example, I'm just making an example. You went through a breakup. Do you have a song that you addressing that in? And how are you delivering it lyrically? Because it's all nice to be cool and all of that, but can you also be vulnerable? It's possible that all of the that I'm saying, a different fan is not looking for that. They think this is a 100% album, like 10 out of 10, because that's not what they're looking for from you. But me, because I care, I know that there's enough times where you're not showing any growth in your music where it's going to catch up with you. Like, you're always scoring just 3 goals per season and playing 10 matches. There's going to be a time where people start to know, okay, this guy is cool for 3 goals per season. Other young players have surpassed him. Like, they've now scored 15 goals per season and they're winning player of the year. So that type of thing, like, that's literally what I'm listening for. And I'm invested in your career as well, because I like your music. I'm like, okay, what is it doing now in these songs? Oh, this is a dope song with Sjava. You have to do that because you're still growing. The nation has to know you. Now, what else can you do lyrically? I didn't even know that some of the songs you don't write, because it may be that I would have been listening to that and I'm just listening to a freestyle. And I've said this to Gazi that if you want meaning, because she's a musician, she records music. I'm like, yo, if you want meaning, because now she's freestyles. If you want meaning, yenze concept, like, and upale. Not everyone, of course, can achieve that, because Jay-Z Lil Wayne but and those are one of the dopest musicians of all times. But good rap. But sometimes yenze concepts, thetha nabantu yabo, thetha ngenhlungu yabo njengoba belahlekelwa imibane yonke lo. Stuff like that.
You don't think I did that on the album?
That's why I listened to it 4 times. I don't know whether or not you did, because I wanted to be sure that do I have the right critique?
Okay, let me break down Gazi, iinyembezi Umbilo, ne? The Gazi section was inspired by the fact I come from a broken family. I didn't have a dope relationship with my mother. I have distant relatives. I'm one of the kids that feel like they raised themselves up, like, in all of that. Right? I come from a family that does not have success stories. Right? like ibangabo kuse baqhashe umuntu ongathi kuse une potential kwaze kwathini, but I really don't know anyone from my family, from my mom's side, that's actually like comfortable, chilling. Yanthola kanjani? My sister is doing good for herself, but she had to work hard for it. Yabo? I come from such a family. Everything that's happening, like you say, was not expected. Yabo? Genetically, xa undisikile ndiyakhawuleza uphila. It's crazy. Yabo? When I did like these tattoos apha emzimbeni wami, I think on the third day I was showing umfowethu like, yo, look, man, it happened. Khona inyembezi sasibaleka amapolisa nge-lockdown, sibaleka phezu kwembacu ndayowa ndayobetheka ndahlatywa zizikhongwane, no. I was not expecting, yayikhona lapha ebusweni but andisayiboni ngo. I was expecting, yanthola kanjani? Oledi wam told me about igazi lam, but I'm different. Like she told me, but yo, unegazi lobukhosi, there's something about your blood. Yabo? She never told me these things except ngobe sakhula, because engqondweni yayibe ngafuni ibe ngathi abantwana bakhe abalingani. Yabo? Befuna sonke sibelieve bakhe. Yabo? That happens. Yabo? And for me to be black ndikuyo, coming like from a family ensuka kuyo, is like a miracle. It was not expected. Yanthola kanjani? On the other side, ilewe, iinyembezi is inspired by the fact yoba for the first time ebomini bami ndibe ngiqala ukhala iinyembezi zovuyo kulo nyaka. I never cried tears of joy. At some point, I even ran dry of tears. I couldn't cry anymore. But this year, I cried iinyembezi zovuyo, and it really felt like a breakthrough. Right? Umbilo is all the sacrifices my friends and I did together for everybody that's around me. The entourage, like wonke kuse mhlambi abanye kuse unibona ndimova nabo no. These are my friends I grew up with. At some point, and like all these guys are like graduates, you know. Unomzo uchatile, he has a whole family. He quit his job to see me win. At some point, I quit my job. Ulingo had a job and he was the one taking care of me. Umavala studying elengeni SCPUT, doing his marine science, but he took me in, was trying to manage me. Sees klapini ungqongqozela bayikuse man perform. Like all of these stories, sesuko hike from a George. Way. We've been sleeping in a town. Way. Sibethwa ngamacanga uziblackini. Way. Right now it's paying off. It's all the sweat. Right now, I pay salaries. I don't even want to say I pay salaries. Like, but right now, I can say like, but yo, dog, I appreciate you. I know by I'm supposed to be giving you like a 25%. Did I give you 50? I love you, my brother. Slape ye tulewe. Ayo ya amlewe. That's what the album is about. It's about me understanding and accepting the fact that I'm a special kid. I was fighting that thing for a long time. You told me I was great. I heard you, but I didn't believe you. So did my friends and everybody else, like I said, that saw it before. I never believed you guys. I heard you, but I didn't believe you guys. Late last year, it hit me. But yo, like, I'm not everyone. I'm not everyone. And then after that happened, it was like I was opening indlela for amawethu noThixo babanisebenzisa. I am so special that amawethu come visit me and send me messages ngenyusi. I get ilendoka dilumkiswa ngamaphupha kwabanye abantu akuziwa nakum dithongelwa ngabanye abantu. People come to me and I don't think that's normal. Zininzi nezinye mhlambi ezingekho like from the top of my head right now that I would tell ulenoka mhlambi kuse umfowethu because we stayed together. Tell me, yo, this happened. And it just explains so much by, yo, I'm not everyone. That's my blood. That's the blood I carry. That's why I say like mhlambi kusekula ngoma uzovuya. Abanye nabo bechintsha berappa ngesixhosa becinga bazofana nam, but they don't understand. Igazi lam alifani nelabo. That's who I am. That's what the first like Lendoka is about. That's why I'm talking about like the losses. Yabo, the intro there. It's like, okay, the intro is like mainly like about everything, right? The second song, Umthandazo. Yabo. Number 3, ingoma kusewethule nokuthi sithatha ngoma ekhaya. That was like real moment of Gazi. That's me and my blood having conflicts with my own mother. Couldn't talk to her. Didn't want to talk to her. Like, I didn't believe she loved me. Number 4, still having hope and believing, but yo, I'm still gonna make you good though. Because I believed in it. Mama nzobuya. Kolo kyokyo menzokhupha. Ndayazi kudala ndayicula ke lo ngoma. Kodwa kulo nyaka ndiyafunga. Lifikile ixesha lovuya. Lifikile ixesha lovuna. Ndayazi kudala ukhala nizozusula ezo nyembezi nizozusula. I'm just explaining this thing to the people, what kind of blood I carry, who I am as Umdu. I was having a conversation with my girl. She was asking me like, yo, asinohamba apha elingene South Africa kwaze kwathini, would you be interested in mhlambi, like in living like a different life? And it hit me. There was no time when I didn't have people around me. Even noba ndenzindo. At some point, ndikhulele ekerke postile. Ndiye enkonzweni. Kupleke mhlambi kusekho ma-Gans phaa, like Kleinmond, kwaze kwathi xa ndiphaya sinzophikelele ngene ekerke, kuyagcwala. Ndihambe ndiyohlala kwenye indawo. Fonelwe mhlambi kusengaba-priest kanye abantu bazalwane bangapha bathi sicela ubuye nkosi yami. Abakhonzi bamkile lapha.
Zange bakufonela umfazi epostile. Epostile ngathi niyaphuphana nophuphana uzonikwa nomfazi.
Ndithethayo tayami yoba yo. I just like got to a point where didn't I accept the way I'm not everyone. Yabo, that's what Gazi is about. That's me like telling my story. Yabo, iinyembezi. As I said, I looked back and I was like, yo, we are doing it. It's so crazy. I was telling Ulenoka utascoop Tamayaya, I think izolo, but yo, I just wanted to create. Right now, I'm sitting with a business that's making the money, like the same money of the company I used to work for. And now I have to make payments. I have to be out on meetings. I have to do this and that. Like, it's crazy. All I ever wanted was to create. But right now, I'm sitting with this thing and I'm still figuring it out. None of my friends was here before. We found ourselves,
It's very important. Like, I appreciate what you've just said about the album, taking people through what they will hear as they listen to the album. First 4 songs, next 4 songs, whatever. Hopefully people can go and listen to it. Podcasts usually don't talk about albums a lot because a lot of people are not really that. A lot of people are glory hunting, like they're not really into the art as much, and even the audience as well. I always criticize them because they're not really into the art. Like, people want to talk about soccer matches, but they didn't watch them. You want to talk about songs, but you didn't listen to them. You don't want to go to shows, but you want to talk about musicians. I always speak confidently about musicians because I listen to them. Those are the only people in this world that I can actually relate to. Like, I don't talk to anyone every day, except for people who work for us, and that's it. Because I really that's the only form of communication that I find adequate. Other people that are doing music. On the idea of you being a star, I think you have a very big responsibility. I saw it in you the first time I saw you in music, and the people that I shared the music with saw it. I was not even asking for their opinion. I was just sharing things I'm enjoying at that moment, and they were like, "This nigga is a star." And I think that a lot of people look at you and the idea of being a star, but there is a point where, now that you know that you're a star, go out there, do something with it. Do great albums with it. Make music that has national impact. Of course, it's difficult because you need the money. It's very difficult because, in order for you, because I believe even Lengo Mayako no Sjava, that song could be a very big song. It just so happens that you also need a budget of $1 million. And I come to $1 million. Yeah, but like no one just has $1 million. I think that's how most of these guys achieve bangers. Kuvele uhambe kuKhozi FM, uhambe kuMhlobo Yeni, uhambe kuMetro. Yabo. Ubambe izandla ufuna ukuzibambile. Exchange contacts with people you need to exchange contacts with, and a song becomes big. I think with that song you have a hit. And I'm glad that you guys identified it as a breakout single for that album. What do you think the album is going to do on a numbers level, or maybe impact level? What do you think, and even awards level? Like, what would satisfy you for this album?
Okay, so I think khona ne new XF neka ndi rectify ne. Like, I am, as I said, I've been patient my whole life because I understood being misunderstood. I am really not trying to be anyone. Na nini na. You get me?
You can't be anyone.
No.
You can't, because you are you. Like, there's something unique about you. You can't be anyone.
Yeah, well, shout out. So you know, yoba, even like the guys like I study, I really check out like weird people, you know. If mhlambe kuse uhleli ungomuntu obukela TV ubone olapha eroundini, you wouldn't know how big Tyler the Creator is.
Oh yeah.
Yanthola kanjani?
I downloaded 3 of his albums.
Because akakho se TV ini le uyibukelayo. Yanthola kanjani? And akekho kwi-reels.
And he is very big.
Yanthola kanjani?
Very big.
That's the type of steez I'm on. Like, what I want this album to do for me, I want it to get my friends out of poverty. If it can achieve that, I really don't care about the awards. If it happens, we get nominated, away. Like right now, I'm sure it's sitting like above 1 million streams. We did like 600K streams in a week.
In the first week, yeah.
That was crazy. I was not even like looking at that. My friends always told me like, yo, this is what's I don't care about that. All I need is like impact. Vision yethu yokuqala. I think I told you about this like on our first chat. But yo, ibi lockdown, right? Kudiswa abantu kusebebuyele emakwabo baba sa 40 ngo because bahlalele ngene ematyutyumbeni, right? I took a conscious decision. Went to a WhatsApp group, kusemachita. Kwenzeka le way, I want to be the guy that's going to make Gazi cool again. Yanthola kanjani? We achieved that. Ilokishi was like a tourism space. People come through, ubone like for the aesthetic, for this and that, right? We did that. A whole sound is going on of like ubone like le way siyipushayo. I have all these township kids like messing with me, but nenye sendiqapheleyo, there's less culture. Mhlambi kuse because of ile noka abanye mhlamba khulele Kapa kwaze kwathini no and of information yase west like the western information that's being fed yabo like good. So right now like my next mission is just taking all of these kids and embracing like kubone like arts and culture with them. Where it goes, how much numbers it makes, I don't care. But every time I walk in the streets, person I don't even know shakes my hand and shake and cry and say thank you for the music. That's all I need.
Mfoka Le Roux, ndibutiyena ndoda kudala sinqokola. Ndibutiyena Mfoka Le Roux, mnumzana Peter. Mnumzana Peter, nenezinqanda mathe nezifaka kumakhasi onxibelelwano.
Grasmanyethu.
Nomfoka Xhosa naye.
Stop nonsense.
Ngifuna ujonga ixesha kuba sondele ku-euro ezimbini. Yazi ba sometimes awuziva nabo 32 hours nomuntu.
Yini ngicela basise koyoqala.
Yakwazi 32 hours nomuntu. But yeah, I just wish it does well, man, the album. I think you're on the right track in not thinking about it from a numbers perspective.
Yeah.
But just impact. I think sonke man xa senziwe yabo yabo ngobe ngiqaliwe yebhola.
Sure.
Ngithatha amajita awedlala ibhola sisipane sonke yabo. Ibiza ngixhalabisa into yoba because ne4 years ngisipana nawo. Uba besingakwazi uthenga izindlu okanye xa uhamba endleleni bekho abantu abafuna befota nani. Abantu abancane idisk.
Sure.
Yabo. Ibiza ngixhalabisa lo ibonakalisa into yoba engathi asiyendawo. Although ufune kube nomonde yabo like ube umuntu patient. ube discipline uzazi ba okay no as long as sisenza le qhoka kudlala match siyashoot qhoka kudlala match siyashoot yabo which is noba sishoot kangaphi thousands over 1,000 times yabo so I say that to say like although you're on the right track with not being fixated about numbers, preoccupied or obsessed with numbers, but there is a point where, besides the numbers on streams, there is a point where you just want to see about and I think you're making the right moves. Uba umane siya ku-events of Spotify, ube ku-MTV, yabo, into yakho siya ku-MTV. At least you're on the right track. Iskibe ngabantu abayirejectayo kuba i-work into ke yabo like uthi xhomeke kuni kuba nicimba i-work lewe yabo and I think that's why nisithi le ngoma le uyenza noSjava ingoma egrand leya abantu izinto abazithandayo ezo bancane ipiano mosabantu but uSjava bayamncane la sound yakhe so nenze i-work egrand ngoba nidibane naye yabo nesipanisana naye umjita I think yoba kwenzeka ntoni emva koko but mina ndiyabelieve like the first time ndakubona ndiyabelieve ba ikhona into ongayenza ungelawe because unyanisile lento yoba ubomi bakho xa ubujonga nawe ubona bathi na manje ikhona into yohlukileyo ngami yabo bakhona abantu abohlukileyo bakhona abantu abazizidama mfethu like ubona ba ikasi njengoba iphithizela kudutyulwana like ngivele ndizibuze mba hayibo njani mina bangachanwanga like yabo into ezinjalo kwenzeke njani bangachanwanga amajita benlawe benchaya nawo afile mina ndiyeke njani lewe ndiyeke njani mina lewe yabo into enjalo amajita bensela nawo njani ba mina ningasele ngafana nawo abantu aba-unemployed abangenandawo zohlala yabo so bakhona into ehlukileyo ngabantu abohlukileyo yabo ayibhalwanga ebusweni okanye kwathini but uye uthi xa uyibonayo iqonda uba yani ayibona ngubani mfethu lawe okanye ngobani onothando obusebenzisana nabo mhlawumbe xa sesivala which musicians do you think like I still feel like I want to do this okanye yeyiphi sound mhlawumbe uRhalelu uyenza because I think maybe that's a better question ba yeyiphi inhlobo ye-sound noRhalelu experimenta ngayo level of music
as I said like where I am is all about evolution yabo akekho umuntu mhlawumbe kusenzohlala lapha ndithi ba yo kuseni yabo usebenza nobani yabo it needs to make sense yabo it just needs to make sense like yo what I'm trying to achieve and who do I think I compliment the way and like I'm just like a creative yabo like all roundedly but I love the fact that like abantu like know me for the music right now and like umculo litikiti mos yabo sisitixo sovulile noke iminyango but you're gonna find me sometime like doing like a fashion show. You're gonna find me sometime like, you know, modeling or like being like in a desert, like directing something else. That's just where my mind is.
That's a thing zokhanye wena nazo. Zifom shoes.
Yeah, well, so like I'm just present to be honest, and like in the alawa say ubomi bibubomi. Like for a very long time, like ibomin bam, I was always like focused on the next move, and I was never present. Matter of fact, like I missed a lot of moments that happened in ibomin bam because I was always like, okay, sharp,
looking forward to the next thing.
What are we doing next? Right now, if I have to like go somewhere, go draw, like okay, I'm giving it away right now. I can actually draw, yeah, bro. If I have to go somewhere to like come on and showcase my work at like some art gallery in a island, it's cool, man. If that's what I have to do for the year, just painting, like I am evolving.
Yeah. Sike sabona unantsika ke inenekazi kumkanikazi ke leyo ke mbokweni yesiphaza. Khanye Mavi, thank you. Sike sambone ehamba emazweni naye. Ingathi beko Sweden njalo njalo. Abantu baseKapa
xhaphakile ke ngapha xhaphakile.
Noba mhlambe bezokroba nje. Bezokroba. Nayo sakubona ngawo songapha kwi-office zakwa FIFA eSwitzerland. eZurich.
Yoteka phana eKhishana.
Sakutuka ngawo sawusezurich manje nobonga pha 2000. Ikofi ya 5,000 kuphoka kodwa ikofi engaka asizukubona mfethu uhamba eSouth Africa awunamnceno nje inkazana engathi yangapha phesheya
yo hamba nyiwele Grootman yam like I believe like I'm global, yeah, but people just have to catch on, they have to catch up like to it, yeah, but as like I don't know if ndiyaqala uyithetha le way now. I don't believe ba utsotsi benoyiwina i-Oscar if bekungekho mbacu pha ubone nabantwana
Oh
batshintshwa.
yeah, that's a good point actually.
Ndithola
If
kanjani?
they were not seeing aesthetic that they're not used to.
Yeah, ndithola kanjani?
Abayiqhelanga mose
Yeah,
bayibonayo.
indlela esiphila ngayo,
Yeah.
indlela esihamba ngayo, indlela esithetha ngayo,
Yeah.
indlela esibehave, indlela indawo esisuka kuzo, indlela esitya ngayo is art. It's crazy. Like abazazi
Yeah.
way. And everything is yenzekayo West. It's been exhausted. They don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
Like we don't get like excited about albums or music videos anymore. They don't even know. Like right now, they're shooting like low budget music videos because they feel like everything is already clear.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, ngithola kanjani? So the way say yenzeka apha edladleni is everything.
Until naye bayincukuthe ke bade bayi-exhaust.
Piano lela sena.
Yeah. Bade bayi-exhaust.
Piano lela sena ngoku.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm happy, man, to always see you every now and then. And also, I really appreciate the music. Of course, we are journalists and we are professionals, so
Sure.
we'll politic when there's a need to. But Mina, I'm your fan. I'm one of your biggest advocates, and that's why I really wasn't happy when you guys were having something between yourself and Flashy Kumkan.
Yeah.
I wasn't really happy with that back and forth. I thought that was unnecessary. Although there's a time and place for it, but I thought if you guys can just keep your eyes on the music, I think Flash is dope.
Yeah, he is
with his musicality, like indlebe yakhe yomculo, I think is incredible. I tell him sometimes.
My favorite Flash song, Umni Now. I love it. You should check it out.
I will.
Yeah.
Khona ngoma yenzele ethi okugqibela nguye no Blue K. I think he was commemorating the death of his brother, his older brother. That's a beautiful song too.
Sure. Yeah, I think I did check that out.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song. I think he has great collaborations with Blue K. She's dope on hooks.
Even with verses, you must listen to Blue K. She's too cool.
I'm ndiyamamela ku-verse but ke kuba
Sekwa stuff sakhe.
yeah ordinero nobani, and I'm like nah mhlawumbe kube besebancinci yabo but kwi-hooks she's godly on hooks xa esebenza no Flash because ikhona enye ethi andithanga nqa exactly on that hook uyabulala lamntana kwi-hook specifically kwi-hook nalethi okugqibela nayo uyabulala kwi-hook. She's very, I think if umuntu angayi-redirect energy yakhe uba hlala kwizwejo like uFuture for me is like one of my favorite artists, although ignorant. It's crazy, like I like listening to things that are different. Umjita finds a way to say percocets on many of his songs, but what's incredible with him is that with his auto-tune, which he doesn't need to even use sometimes, he uses it and tries to sound melodic without sounding like T-Pain. Like Future nsohempo nalamdana naye angakula path ka Future yoba abe azibulale hooks lamdana because she is very very good on hooks.
I think I'm gonna send you like ezinye stuff like a rapper.
Well, limited to what's on Spotify.
Yeah,
I've listened. I think there's like 5 songs I heard on Spotify.
Yeah. No, I need to put you on.
I
got you.
I know. Yeah, Naguigu hooks I am cool. And then the other one, we just need to mention a couple of people. Maybe let's waste 10 minutes to talk about other musicians as well.
Sure.
It's not going to kill us to do that. Holy Alpha.
Yeah.
Mama. She is fucking dope as well.
Yeah,
there's another song that she comes out swinging. It's like do 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 do. I forgot the song now, and she comes out swinging on that song. I forget the name of the song.
Yeah, like she's just rapping throughout the song. I think. Mama freestyle.
Yeah, ingathi freestyle. Yeah, ingathi freestyle.
Yeah,
igama le title yengoma. So she's also incredible, and like she comes out swinging on that song.
Nah, she's too
talented. Do you have another male musician from Cape Town that you wanna like? We mentioned in about like who uyampa umculo wakhe.
I think abantu abaninzi are actually sleeping on Kid Kappa.
Sorry, just hold on.
Not sleeping, but like I wish they would like. Yeah, I think Manyoko freestyle.
Manyoko, yeah.
Woo!
Yes, girl. She is swinging, bro. On this song, she's swinging, bro.
Yeah.
She has both of her fists and she's
but she's
punching.
she I think mhlambi where I understand ayo nayo leyo like mhlambi just growing up. But mina always mhlambi ze alphas no is like stuff I recently learned. Yabo alpha ne ubone like the omegas.
Oh yeah, alpha, beta, whatever. Like
Yeah,
uba ube inkokheli and all of that shit.
Yeah,
and have a like what is it, an alter ego and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, so she's a really competitive person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's
an alpha female.
She's an alpha female.
It makes sense.
So
she's
that's why
alpha.
she sounds the way she
sounds.
Oh
yeah, because she comes out swinging.
Guns blazing.
Yeah.
She's that's really who she is.
Akabuzi nempilo jo ungene dubula lamntwana, like she's like she kicks the door open and she shoots everyone. And I've always like kept an eye on her as well with her career. And I would say the same thing with her if I had an opportunity to interview her. Like it's like ngoku ndilindele into ba yeyiphi ngokenye into nizoyenza, like we sound we are evolving now. And I like what she's doing with alter ego yakhe mama and all of that shit. Yeah, but now you're like just looking at like Jabba been anticipated album yakhe biza banjani. Just looking at ba uba ke ngongane ku challenge wenza ingoma zibe 15 okanye ingoma eziyi 12 kuthiwe album, how are you going to sound like? Uzavakala ngathi all over the place ngoba uhlula ile beat and all of that shit. I think that's a sport you guys are involved in technically uba no one understands from fans perspective. People don't think about it that way, but as ngoma za challenge as ikhupha ubuwena bakho because ibeat kamakwenkwe i different to ibeat oyenzayo ku which one to ibeat oyenzayo no nawe no digital sangoma. These things are trying to get the best out of you as MCs. Uba uzawuthini kule ngoma, uzawucula izakushiya le beat or what the fuck are you going to do? Yeah, bro. And I think you guys are involved in a very, very interesting sport, hip hop. Like like hip hop, and I think you guys are doing it dope. Ubusithi Kid Kappa, one of the musicians.
Yeah,
Unjani Kid Kappa, like he is a male rapper.
Yeah, he's melodic.
Sure.
Yeah, he's melodic. Can I
I'm
something?
trying to get the kid.
He recently dropped a project Locksmith, the EP.
Okay, there's Kid Kappa.
Kid Kappa. Can you play I think City, ne? That's calling on City 40. City, ne? Okay, let's spin a little City.
And I just introduce him as well.
Well, what's a Crossroads?
Crossroads.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and it does mostly Xhosa or what?
Yeah,
English.
Mostly Xhosa, yeah.
From the Kappa to the world, yeah. From the 20 to the world, yeah. My beautiful city. But nothing woman doesn't born a boy. But it's Kagazil, sitting like his Zimbabwe. My beautiful city. Whoa, but nothing woman doesn't born a boy. But it's Kagazil, sitting like his Zimbabwe. Whoa, in that is Zimbabwe.
Oh yeah, it sounds melodic.
Yeah.
Like it's nice. Like I'm a sucker for musicians who are melodic.
Yeah. Okay, can I play you one song?
Yeah.
Song. Nomvula.
Okay, let's check.
Nomvula, yeah.
Nomvula.
Kid Kappa, man.
What's a Crossroad, umchit?
Yeah, what's a Crossroad?
It sounds dope and melodic. I've never seen him.
Listen. Uyanonda chaza.
That's a solid musician. Damn. Like you've introduced me. That's a musician. That's a fucking musician. This is a musician.
yeah.
Shout out to Kid Kappa. I'm
Kappa
seeing him
all
for
the
the
time.
first time, hearing him for the first time.
Yeah.
That's a solid musician. 'Cause
Yeah,
like,
there's a whole lot of cats, but
Yeah.
it's just that, like, yeah. I think sometimes I'm just gonna send you links about what you do
Yeah.
with them. There's
also like this conversation so that other people are watching it
Yeah.
as well. Like that's how you introduce musicians to people.
Sure.
Yeah, but okay, I'll call you out like from this place and it's like this.
Sure.
And then 5 years later people are playing the clip that you said.
Sure.
And then they're a successful musician and that's how like
Yeah.
you speak that into existence, into the world. Yeah, but
with the like cats like Kappa, ubone, I was like, in a way, like so frustrated because I didn't know what to do with it. Another project, I was like so dope, but he dropped it like exactly like a week before I dropped.
oh sure.
I couldn't share anything
Yeah,
else,
yeah, 'cause
but like
yeah,
push
yeah.
my thing. Like that's
Because
everything.
you have to tunnel vision
Yeah,
and focus on your thing.
and that's also what people wanted like me to post.
Yeah.
You know, like so we had like Kubone, like he roll out plan, but this is what we posting. I was like, oh damn, like, but I also couldn't wait. Bike saying the big flight, Shaila Lenok, is a snap come and go. My
Yeah.
beautiful city.
Nah, he's a good musician. Yeah, I'll check him
Sibane
out.
ziqhakazile zihle ngathi zingwengwezi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, let's wrap it up. There's nothing more to be said that hasn't been said already. Bravo Le Roux. Awuzuchata mas anytime soon. Njengoba nisenza isondo nje nabantu bangaphandle.
Hartman yam.
Nihambisana namankazana ngamataliyana.
Hartman yam. Siya evolve. Ya evolve.
Amatime asekasi. Uza nomlumkaza.
Yo kusekuthile nuko lo malume wami. Ngivila mfowethu. Athi unomjamani ba. Fleka siyeni ba. Ngeplane. Ibhaliwe pha ifani yethu. Ibe ngathi singabani bakazuma pha. Sifike pha eSwitzerland mengayazi noma sifikile. Manje noma sifike njani. Siyifamily pha siyocela umfazi.
Well, interestingly, that's one way to bypass a lobola. Namaqhinga. Enkosi kakhulu mfowethu Le Roux. Ngexesha lakho. Thank you so much, man, for coming through. I wish you all the best with album. Well, I'll be looking at that song,
Sure.
and if it kicks ass, I'll be like, yeah, nigga. Yeah, shout out to Cape Town. I'm looking forward to seeing what that song will do, given that it's the one that you guys are pushing in the music videos,
Sure.
and then in a style, Java, I'm like, I'm looking forward to seeing what the album will do. Thank you very much for coming through, sir. Thank you to everyone who's watching. We hope you understood here and there the Isiksosa language that we were speaking. Apologies to anyone who doesn't understand Isiksosa language. Apologies. We're poor, so we can't afford someone to translate. And I don't read comments, so I won't know when you guys are complaining. Thank you for watching this.